mistakes, or we all choose to do something, and you just have to be honest about it and hope that everyone else is kind of in the same boat. So go ahead and keep all that on there. In terms of food, a lot of the questions I've gotten so far are about basically things that come processed. So in cans and jars, I'm not saying that you can't have things that are processed in terms of being in a can or in a jar, but you need to read the ingredients. There a great example is we were in the store buying canned diced tomatoes, and you would think the only ingredient would be tomatoes and maybe water. The second ingredient in the one can I picked up was high fructose corn syrup. So you need to look at the ingredients, be familiar with what the ingredients means. Chances are, if you cannot pronounce it, you should not be buying it. Obviously, things like olives, you can get jarred roasted red peppers. Those are okay, but you need to pick it up. We've kind of talked about. Some people have asked me about almond butter. The almond butter that I have right now has evaporated cane juice in it, so that is not cool for the Whole30. Evaporated cane juice is just another word for sweetener. So we are without any forms of sweeteners on the Whole30. That includes honey and maple syrup and agave. All of those things that normally would be okay outside the Whole30 are not okay here. So just kind of keep that in mind and know that that's going to be on you to be familiar with what your ingredients are. The same thing goes for meat. We're trying to stay away from processed foods, and that includes processed meat, so lunch meat, which is kind of a go-to for, I'm sure, a lot of us. It's quick, it's easy, it's portable, but it's usually got tons of sugar in it and preservatives and nitrates, so those are more things that we're trying to limit during these 30 days. So, with that goes bacon, right? Tons of nitrates in those and preservatives, and I hate to say it, but sausage, because I love sausage, but those things are just more heavily processed meats we're trying to limit. So you can find products like sausage that are less processed, at places like Whole Foods, and I encourage you to look, if you can find them, go for it. That's totally fine. But just like I said, look at the ingredients. And if you're really going to be aware of the protein you're getting these 30 days, there is a website called US Wellness Meats, and it's pretty much the best meat you can buy. Everything is grass-fed. The care that they put into processing that meat is pretty much unparalleled. So you can go to that website if you're interested. It's www.grasslandbeef.com. And they deliver it right to your door, so it's pretty convenient. So if you're interested in that, there's a resource for you. The last thing are just some tips. I know that this is going to be a little bit more demanding than what we're used to. So anything you can do to prepare ahead of time is going to be what saves you probably throughout this process. So in terms of packing your meals ahead of time, cooking on the weekends, enough to get you through the week, those are going to be some great time-saving techniques and just ways for you to have healthy and good food options available so that you're less likely to, cheat or have that meal you're not supposed to have. So, in an effort to kind of prevent setting you up from failure, go ahead and kind of take these steps. If it's meal planning on the weekends and writing down exactly what you think you're going to make, go into the store with a list and things like that, and then making it ahead of time, it might kind of help you in this process, so keep that in mind. Keep extra snacks pretty much anywhere you can. So if it's an extra apple or a bag of seeds or something in your purse or in your car, or at your desk at work, go ahead and do those things, because I guarantee you for the first at least couple days, if not longer, you're going to be really hungry. So go ahead and overpack and over-prepare. Don't think, I'm only going to be hungry at lunch and then at 3 p.m. because you might be starving and have to eat a meal early or a snack early, and then you're left hungry later. So go ahead and pack extra, especially that first few days when you're getting used to this, just so you have it available in case you want it. Like with anything, even in a normal diet, we eat everything in moderation. And I know in this process it's going to be really easy to, we're going without some foods that we're used to, and all of a sudden we're eating 10 handfuls of nuts instead of 1. So just be mindful of that, and to so-called overeat certain foods in the first few days are totally normal, just because you're getting used to not having certain things available to you. So don't be too harsh on yourself those first few days. Let yourself get used to it. But, keep in mind we don't want to eat, a whole pineapple's worth of fruit in the first day. So, eat a variety of foods, or try to do your best, and, don't just stick to one thing and eating a lot of it. Try to get some variety. Be committed. I know that this is going to seem like a long 30 days, but hopefully with everyone's help and support, and 18 of us so far signed up, there's a lot of people in every class that are going to be right up there with you going through the same thing. So, be supportive of each other, be committed. I know Josh has been saying, like, if you don't think you're going to be committed to the 30 days, or if you're already looking in 30 days planning on cheating a certain day here or there, go ahead and wait until we do this again. Because if you're already setting yourself up for failure, I can pretty much guarantee it'll happen. So, try to be committed as much as you can, and know that there are 17 other people next to you going through the same thing who hopefully aren't cheating, so maybe that competitiveness will help you out a little bit. And this is going to be totally worth it. If you go on the website and explore, there are tons of testimonials out there with pictures of people who have made these 30 days change their life. And, the people who've created this Whole30 have seen results and have pretty much quit their normal jobs to promote their program and educating people on the paleo diet. So obviously they believe in enough to do that, and hopefully you give yourself the 30 days to really get as much out of it as you can. With that said, if you have any other questions that I didn't cover in this, I know there's going to be questions about specific foods and whatnot. Go ahead and get on their page and see what you can find out. And then